Hey guys, it's your friendly neighborhood gunplameister, back again with another update. This time, as promised, the leg. This beauty stands in at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inches tall. The leg itself is taller than most people's Gundams. As you can see, I've placed some magnets. Now, I did get a request on Facebook to kind of explain what sizes that I end up using. All of the strengths that I have are either in 45 or in 52s. Those seem to be the strongest that I can find. They hold up really well, even for small parts. There are a few things that I still have to change on the frame. I don't have to, but I'm going to for aesthetic reasons. One of them being like this piston right here. Here's the one for the other side. So as you can see, it is a two-piece cast out of resin. The detail isn't that great. I still have to clean it up, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is, well, I don't think, I know it's what I've done on all the G-System frames that I've worked on, is I'm going to replace this with a piece of aluminum tubing, and then depending on what I have, I may end up replacing this piece also. It'll make it nice and clean and just better. It'll eliminate some of the little flange detail, but that's going to be pretty much covered up by armor anyway. But starting off, so we have what is the hip joint up here, which is actually two pieces, and these have been epoxied together. I do like the detail that are on here. So that is fully movable. You have 4 pistons total. There are 2 up here. Right now I just have some pins temporarily in there, and once it is painted and ready to be mounted, then he can just push the pins in the rest of the way, or put the pistons back in and push the pins in the rest of the way. So we have movement like such. Now, I think I'm going to end up putting a block or something behind these. Not that I'm expecting him to be bending these, but what ends up happening is when you extend them, they want to buckle in that way because they're kind of loose in here. And I haven't figured out, I wish I could figure out a way to get these apart to shorten the springs so the tension isn't so strong. But you have that. You do have this piece that will move here, and you can see that all of these pieces move, even where the piston, and that's why I want to kind of clean that up and change that out. Even that piston moves. So technically you could do a crazy pose like that with it. You don't want to go that far because the rod is too short on this, and it'll pop out, and we don't want that. So that's back like so. See if we can get these in the okay. And I do have to tighten down. I have some new Allen wrenches on the way because these are kind of funky, and somehow when I cleaned my room I lost my whole set of Allen wrenches. So there is still armor and everything that needs to go on here. These I've only attached one side for the pistons on here. The other side is removable, so that he can remove these, paint the details that are underneath. I am going to be priming these. Now, one downside that I have ended up finding is, if you'll notice, these kind of sit on each other. So what that does is it kind of prevents any real side-to-side movement. Not that I'm expecting any. Now, this piece just slides in and out, and it can be glued. That's up to the owner on air. And if you want, you can leave it slid out a little bit. It's going to elongate the foot a little bit more to get that angle on there. So that is possible. But with it popped in all the way, you're not going to get that. These are just a spot glued on, so they are removable if he wants. This part of the foot is movable to a certain point, and then it has a stop. There is a piece that goes on here, but going from directions on part A of the part separation to part B of how you put the foot together, one of the parts gets switched, and I did end up noticing that I don't know, I don't think it's this piece is shown on the shoulder piece, but on one of the instructions it's showed on top of here, so it's kind of confusing. I'm leaving that off until we get to that point. On this, I've used a 1/8 inch square to go to the inside of here, where I've used an 1/8 inch, or actually I believe these are 3mm. Let me see what color they are. They're kind of gray, so they're 1/8 inch N52 magnets on there. On the underside here, we have a 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch by 1/8 inch. Same way on here. There is a little pin. So we'll just line up the pin. It slides right into place. That pin is just to keep it from wiggling back and forth. This part here, you got a magnet here, then these two magnets. So it sits right into place, and the foot locks right down. This part is not, and it will be glued once the owner paints it. But it just sits on the top. That's the top armor. The heel, I've actually got 2 pins in there with a magnet. Almost all of my sizes that I end up using are 1/8 inch, just so you guys know. Either 3mm or 1/8 inch, they're about the same. This piece, removable for ease of paint. There's a magnet on the back bottom of here, which goes into here, just like so. So there's your heel part. This piece I have not put a magnet or anything in. It's just going to get glued into place once it's painted. Alright guys, so I think that's it for the leg as far as the frame and the foot armor. I don't know what video I'm going to have up next, but I am going to try and work on more of the leg armor later tonight. That way I can get this all knocked out. And also stay tuned, because I believe later this week the 172nd Faz arrives. That is a UC cast, or Utopia cast, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what that looks like. I have never really been a big fan of the Zeta series, but somehow I've managed to acquire both the 172nd SMS Hyper, the Neo Grade 160, and then the Faz from UC. So it looks like I'm going to have some different Zetas sitting around. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you guys had a great Monday. I know it was really hectic for me. It was about a 12-hour shift. Crazy. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. At some point when I can get to my desk, which, remember, I had it all nice and clean. Yeah, not so much anymore. And this is what it looks like when I'm working on a project. I do like to try and keep it clean, but it doesn't stay that way. Once I'm done with a section or done with a kit, then I'll clean all this stuff off, put it back in its drawers, and start all over. But I do have a review coming on the Gundam Build Strike. I finally got that in, and then I believe not this week, next week, I will be getting in my copy of the Phenex, which is my own personal. And I don't know if I will have a copy of that for the raffle, because it looks like they discontinued that. But I may end up building it and giving it away in the raffle anyway. We'll all end up having to see what happens with that. And also a Master Grade Sengoku, which I am really stoked about getting that, because I like the ashtray kits. So let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, the reason that it won't be coming this week and will be coming next week is because Plunder Run is attending the Seattle IPMS show. So if you guys are in the Seattle area, stop by, go see that. I will try and get the information and put it in down below, but it's in the Seattle area. And Derek from Playmod and Mono Eye Press will also be there. They will have their new decals and books for sale. So definitely stop by, check them out. Tell them that I sent you. It doesn't get you a discount because I don't get a discount, but tell them that you heard about them being at the show from me, and so they'll appreciate that. And later this week I will have a video with information about the upcoming GBWC, new changes coming to PlaymoCon, which we are still doing the GBWC, but there have been some changes that are going to be implemented, which I think you guys will really like. Again, have a great day, and I will talk to you guys all later. Peace out.